And welcome back. The Marshall Project, a nonprofit organization that covers the criminal justice system in America, found that 5 people took their own lives in Texas prisons in a span of 6 days this month. It comes in the hottest months of the year and after prisons were plagued with COVID-19 cases. Are those issues to blame? We talk about it. And joining us now here on The Factor Uncensored to talk about this disturbing trend we're seeing in the state prison system is Keri Blakinger, and she's with the Marshall Project, a writer reporter with the Marshall Project. Glad to have you on The Factor Uncensored. So when we're looking at these suicides, what are we attributing these to? What are some of the possibilities out there, Keri?
Well, I think it's hard to ever sort of definitively say what causes a suicide, but I think there's a lot of possibilities when you're talking about Texas prisons. You know, one of them is the understaffing. There's 5,300 vacancies right now among the correctional staff, which is the highest it's been in decades. That means there's just a lack of supervision to intervene. Some units are less than 50% staffed at this point. But I think, you know, we also need to think about the conditions that people are living in. And, you know, during the pandemic, people were locked in solitary confinement in many units for months. You know, now it's the summer and you're dealing with heat. There's a lot of, you know, people who are in sweltering solitary confinement cells or sweltering dorms with no air conditioning. You know, we'll never know what specifically is a factor here, but I think those are things to consider, as well as the general condition of Texas prisons. You know, some of them are in disrepair and some of the food is, you know, things that you would not serve to your dog.
When you have had the opportunity to communicate with inmates, when you talk about food, what are some of the problems when it comes to the penal system here in Texas and the food that the inmates are getting?
Yeah, so when they end up getting served food in their cells, like during lockdowns or when they're in solitary, they give them these bagged meals called Johnny Sacks. And, you know, in theory, those are supposed to be balanced, but some of the pictures that have been, you know, sent out from people who are, you know, have contraband phones show that some of these things are really appalling. One guy had a picture of a meal that was a hot dog, a kind of greenish hot dog with no bun, a tortilla, and a raw uncooked potato.
Wow.
Yeah, so some of the food is also just not identifiable. And, you know, I don't think anyone is getting a meal and saying, oh, this is it, like I'm done. But I think when we look at the conditions generally, these are the sorts of things that we can guess might contribute.
Mhm. When we talk about prison suicides, what is the state saying about this? Have you had a chance to talk to the communications director with the state prison system, and what kind of answers are they giving you, or are they giving you any answers?
So I haven't gotten a statement following this recent rash of suicides over the course of 1 week. There were 5 suicides in 6 days, which is an unusual number, even for a system as big as Texas. I haven't gotten any official statement on that as of yet. But, you know, this is also part of a trend. There's this, let's see, last year had the most prison suicides out of any year in the past 2 decades or so. There were 49. And that's been an uptick. Typically, it had been between 20 and 40 a year over the years before that. And this year is slightly ahead of where they were last year. And that's despite the fact that the population has gone down in that time. So I'll be interested to see if the prison system has any plans to do anything differently now.
That food is incredible. Ooh.